Just because the weather cools down, it doesn't mean that you have to stay indoors. Adventuring in the wintertime can lead to breathtaking scenery, and it can be a lot of fun if you're properly prepared. There are a few things you need to think about that you don't typically deal with during the summer, so here are several tips to make your trek in the cold more comfortable and successful. The first step is to know the weather forecast. You can start tracking it several days in advance and give it a final look the day of your trip. You can easily get this by going to yourcentralvalley.com. Be prepared to postpone your trip if the weather will make your plans questionable. And staying home is most likely the safest option anytime there is a winter weather advisory, winter storm warning, or blizzard warning. Even if the weather looks great, have a plan B ready. Anything can happen that could prevent your trip from happening, from rockfall, an avalanche, or snow that makes roads impassable. Most parks and forest areas have many alternative trail options, or even museums if you must stay indoors. Part of the adventure is making the best out of things not going to plan, and sometimes that makes for a really good story after the fact. Make sure you have at the very least the 10 essentials: navigation, headlamp, sun protection, first aid kit, knife, matches, shelter, extra food, extra water, and extra clothing layers. You may need a few more extras during the winter time, such as gaiters for snowshoeing or chains for your tires. Know the warning signs of cold-related illnesses and how to respond to them. Hypothermia and frostbite can be very serious, and the best way to stay safe is to prevent these situations from happening in the first place. This is why knowing the forecast and having the correct clothing is so important. I do have a separate article on how to identify these cold-related illnesses, so make sure you check that out. Dressing properly for the weather is so important. Make sure you have appropriate layers for the temperature, wind, rain, or snow. You'll also want an extra pair of socks, and waterproof boots may be the best option anytime you're hiking in the winter. It's also very important to stay hydrated and fueled in the wintertime, even though you may not feel as hungry or as thirsty. Your body will be able to keep itself warm better if you have energy from eating and drinking. You'll also need to keep your water and food from freezing. You can use insulated containers and don't store them in an exterior location. If you're using a reservoir, blow water out of the tube to keep it empty. You can also store these things close to your body to prevent them from freezing by using your body heat. Be very familiar with your method of navigation. Even on a trail that you know very well, you may become disoriented in heavy snow and trail signs might get covered. Know that phones might not always work where you are, and you may need to rely on a compass and a map. And finally, if you are on the trail and you get caught in a storm, stay put. It is better to wait it out than it is to risk getting lost or injured. Find shelter or make one, like a snow cave. Start a fire for warmth and to attract the attention of anyone who can help. Every so often, get moving, do some exercises so you can stay warm. Well, I hope you found these tips helpful. Make sure you go to yourcentralvalley.com to pick out your next winter adventure so you can start exploring safely. I'm Lauren Wallace. Maybe I'll see you out there on the trail.